Welcome everyone to my channel BioWorld. Today in this video we will be studying about brain of human and different parts of it under the chapter nervous system. So brain is the swell part of the central nervous system which remains enclosed within the cranium. Cranium is the brain box of the skull. In proportion to the size of the body, the human brain is the largest among all animals and it weighs about 1.35 kg and constitute about 2% of the total body weight. And the brain is protected by three membranous layer or covering, we can say, and it is called meninges, which continue backwards on the spinal cord itself also. The three different meninges from outside to inside are dura mater, arachnoid mater and pia mater. In between the layer of the meninges, there is a fluid, watery fluid that fills the spaces, and that is called CSF or cerebrospinal fluid, which acts like a cushion to protect the brain from shocks and injuries. The same fluid also fills the central spaces of the brain and the central canal of the spinal cord. So that fluid is very important for the delicate organ like brain and spinal cord. It protects them from the injuries and shocks. Now, what are the different parts of the brain? The main parts of the brain here would be cerebrum. You can see on the board cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. The brain, these are the three parts of the brain which has different function. Rather than these three parts, there are other parts which has different function which control and coordinates different parts of our body. Now, what are they? Starting from the first part called cerebrum, which is the largest portion of the brain. You can see this is cerebrum, and it is divided into two portions which is known as cerebral hemisphere, and this cerebral hemisphere is divided by a band of tissue called corpus callosum. You can see this darkened layer is called corpus callosum, which divides the two cerebrum into two parts of cerebral hemisphere. Next, this cerebrum has a lot of convolutions, and this convolutions means the ridges. You can see these are the ridges which are called gyri and sulcus. And cerebral hemisphere is divided into two parts. The outer part called cortex, which consists of cell bodies of the neurons and being grayish in color is called the gray matter. Whereas the inside contains the axon, which mainly is called white matter, axon of the nerve fiber. So it is believed that the higher number of convolutions in the human brain is due to the large number of nerve cells and hence greater intelligence. So cerebrum overall is the seat of intelligence, consciousness and willpower. It controls all voluntary actions. So what is generally called the subconscious or unconscious mind is also located in this largest part of the brain called cerebrum. Next, under the cerebrum, under the forebrain, there is a three-part cerebrum, thalamus, which you can see this one, and below thalamus there is a structure called hypothalamus. And just below the hypothalamus there is a structure you can say, or at the base of the midbrain, called pituitary gland, which is the master endocrine gland. So this is the part. So forebrain consists of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Now, what is the role of thalamus? It relays pain and pressure impulses to the cerebrum, and hypothalamus function is to control the body temperature and even controlling the pituitary gland. The next one is the hindbrain, which consists of three parts called cerebellum. You can see this leaf-like structure, and just opposite to that pons, and the lower to the pons, that is medulla oblongata, which continues with the brain stem. Cerebellum function is the controlling the voluntary actions like muscular activity or coordinating the muscular movement of the body. Pons, located in the center of the brain below the cerebellum, carries impulses from one hemisphere of the cerebellum to the other hemisphere and coordinates muscular movement on both the sides of the body. So cerebellum also is divided into two parts, and it is called cerebellar hemisphere. So what happens? So cerebellum is also known as little brain, and it is much smaller area of the brain located just at the base and under the larger cerebrum. It has no convolutions but has numerous furrows. And the main function of the cerebellum is to maintaining balance of the body and coordinating muscular activity. So an alcoholic person, when drunk, generally walks clumsily. Why? This is due to the effect of alcohol on the cerebellum that makes it unable to coordinate muscular movement properly. And just lower to pons, the structure called medulla oblongata, which is very important. It controls the activity of internal organ or all the involuntary activities like breathing, heartbeat, or internal visceral organs. All the function is controlled by this medulla. Medulla continues and extends downward through a spinal cord. These were some of the structure on parts of the brain, which is one of the most important part under central nervous system and very important for the syllabus to understand. So hopefully this video would be beneficial for you, and in forthcoming examinations of life. So hopefully this video is good for you people. Please do share this with your friends so that they also get benefit out of it. Thank you for watching it.